Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome to part 4 of our top 5 movie review series. And we're going to be doing horror today. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to jump on number 5, which is a favorite of mine, Hellraiser. Now Hellraiser was released in 1987. It was directed by Clive Barker. Stephen King said that Clive Barker was the new master of horror when this film was released. It's a really excellent movie. The plot is you have this magical box here, and it preys upon, the destitute and people kinda, at the bottom of the rope, people that don't have a will to live anymore. It's an evil box. Once people solve the box, it unleashes the Cenobites, which are otherworldly demons. And these demons basically grant the user, their grandest desires, which are, to say the least, not what the person is expecting. So this movie is very gory. It's just a lot of fun. I remember the first time I saw it when I was a kid, I was just like amazed. I was like, wow, this is really hardcore. But Hellraiser for number 5. Alright guys, number 4 is Friday the 13th, directed by Steve Miner. Released in 1980. This film series spawned more sequels than any horror franchise in history, with 12 movies total that it did. It was a commercial success. The killer, which wasn't in the original one, but Jason is just really an iconic character. Pamela Voorhees is actually the killer in the original one. And the plot in this one is her son drowns while some camp counselors are up to no good. And she basically takes it upon herself to hunt down and kill all the camp counselors, literally. It's really a breakthrough film. When it first came out, it was met with criticism due to the commercial success that Halloween had in 1978. It was viewed as a knockoff slasher, which I disagree with. It really has its own unique feel to it. But Friday the 13th, it's just really a classic. Go see it. So number 3, we have Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 Psycho. Now this movie centers around Norman Bates, who runs the Bates Motel. And the Bates Motel is really, to me, it doesn't seem like a bad place to stay. There's always vacancy. You don't have noisy, people complaining all the time. And milk and sandwiches and fresh towels are delivered to your room at 1 o'clock in the morning. How can you beat that? So the premise is Norman Bates is, has a alter ego. And he is very much, his mother is alive in him, and he is up to no good. And this is just a movie you would have to see. Things about it I like are the fact that the atmosphere, number 1, is really good. This was filmed on the Universal lot. Other films that were filmed on the Universal lot would be Back to the Future, the Munsters TV show. It's just a really cool location. The plot is not altogether really complicated, but I think that it's a great movie. The suspense is what it's known for. It's just a great film. So number 3, Psycho. All right, number 2 is William Friedkin's The Exorcist. This is a movie that is really considered an all-time best horror film by many critics and fans alike. Scared the hell out of people when they saw it in 1973. I don't know how they convinced a 12-year-old girl, Linda Blair, to play the part in this movie. I mean, I really don't. That seems like that would be really hard for a 12-year-old girl to play this part. But it's crazy. It's scary. I mean, what's good about this movie? Everything. I mean, the makeup and effects was off the charts. It really just had everything in it. It was very suspenseful. The music score was very eerie. The director's use of lighting and fog and effects was great. I highly recommend The Exorcist. I mean, it'll scare you, I think. So that's number 2. And number 1 is Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, released in 1978. This was considered the most successful independent film ever made, with a budget of $300,000 and filmed in under 30 days. It's easy to see why this movie went on to be so good. I mean, Michael Myers, the killer, is just iconic. I mean, the director has said many times that his mask is basically shows the absence of everything, the presence of evil. It's really, I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of gore or blood in it, if any. Doesn't need it. The lighting, the location was just done so well. The suspense was done so well that it didn't need any of the other stuff. This is considered the granddaddy slasher film that sparked countless slasher films in the 80s and 90s. This is a fantastic, movie. I mean, the mystery surrounding the Michael Myers character and the mythos is quite fascinating. And I think that the simplicity of the script is what made it such a commercial success. It was simple, and simple is good. And it's just a great movie. I watch this every Halloween with my family. We love it, and I think that from my family to yours, that you'll love it too. And thank you so much for tuning in for another Top 5 movie review series. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. Guys, we really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Murphy Entertainment out.